U.S. Is the #1 source of foreign direct investment in the ASEAN. That says a lot.
Yes. Hi, everybody. We have a very exciting conversation today with Special Representative Sarah Morgenthau, who is the Special Representative of the United States for Commercial and Business Affairs, and she's here in Jakarta having a range of conversations about critical issues like the digital economy, the future of the digital economy in Southeast Asia, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and we're really grateful to have her here. So maybe I'll just start off by asking, could you tell us a little bit about your role?
My job really is kind of as a special envoy for American businesses to help pave the way so that we can have good partnership as well as creating those good business values that we think our American businesses reflect so that we can do good around the world. As you know, ASEAN is an enormous priority for the United States and for the Biden administration.
You know, we've got a lot of U.S. companies operating here in the region, I think over 6,000. Would love your sense of some of the positive contributions that they have made here in Southeast Asia.
You know, Ambassador, as you know, U.S. companies are here, and they're here for a reason, and many of them have been here for decades, really believing in the growth of this exciting region. One statistic that you're not a stranger to is that U.S. Is the #1 source of foreign direct investment in the ASEAN. That says a lot.
Yes, it does. One of the consistent through lines across sectors is how critical the digital transformation is to the future of businesses, not just tech companies, but really you name the industry and they have an eye towards issues like artificial intelligence and cybersecurity and how those forces are going to shape the future of their companies.
No, absolutely, Ambassador, and as you know, the digital transformation is not only going to impact the actual providers, but as you mentioned, companies across a wide
Yes.
range of sectors,
Yes.
which is very important.
Which is why the conversation we just walked out of on inclusive digital growth is so important and will remain an important dialogue. And we're really grateful to your office for setting this up and facilitating it because it's just such an important area of, I think, both convergence of interest between the U.S. private sector actors here in Southeast Asia, government actors both back home in Southeast Asia, and excitement.
Absolutely, absolutely. Really exciting, and as I mentioned, I truly feel as if the future is bright, and I think you're sensing that on all sides of this partnership.
Absolutely. And would love any thoughts you have on how U.S. businesses can positively contribute to improving, strengthening, hardening the cybersecurity of the region.
As you know, we rely on the business community truly for their partnership and their expertise. And so what we are looking to them to do, in addition to invest in, is to building that capacity, is to helping with training, is to creating that new pipeline of workforce development and skills so that we can meet the really rapidly growing needs that we see as we go through this digital transformation across the region. And this is important for the development, it's important for our trade relationship, for our respective economies, and for all of the people living in ASEAN who will then have greater and greater opportunities as they come up online and as they are trained up. And really have potential for growth. Something I think that you mentioned in one of our earlier conversations was the growing population and the youth in this region. And we want to meet the needs of that youth and really create the strongest economies and region. And it's exciting, it's really exciting to think about this bright future. But the business community is imperative in that. And U.S. businesses in particular really reflect, I think, our shared values, both from the United States and from ASEAN.
Yep, fully makes a ton of sense. And I'm glad you mentioned young people and how dynamic the region is. One of the best parts of my job is getting to spend time with young Southeast Asians, in large part through our Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative. And I'll tell you, as I have the privilege of spending time with some incredibly thoughtful leaders in a whole range of fields as part of YSEALI, I'm continually, I continually notice how front of mind some of these digital issues like artificial intelligence and cybersecurity are for movers and shakers who are earlier in their careers. And in many ways, I think that they are helping to lead the conversation on this in a way that's really exciting.
No, it is really exciting. And I would say that the other thing that the U.S. business that we're relying on them for is the digital transformation and all that it's going to open up and all of that capacity, so important. But with that digital transformation, there are going to be cybersecurity challenges. And again, we will need to look to the brain trust of those companies so that we can make sure that we're not only transforming and opening it up, but that we are creating safe and secure systems so that all are protected.
So we just got done with an event on the inclusive digital economy, something that's obviously a priority for the U.S. and a priority for ASEAN member states. And it was a great session with private sector leaders, government leaders, some really thoughtful conversation. Can you help us unpack what an inclusive digital economy actually means?
When we're talking about an inclusive digital economy, we are talking about benefits and opportunities that flow to all people, not only those who are living in big urban areas like Jakarta, but also those in our rural communities. One of the ways that we can connect the digital economy is through what we call low Earth orbit, or LEO satellites, which can really help to create connectivity, especially in our rural communities. And that's enormously important, and one of the things that I am here discussing in these couple of days.
That's very interesting. We're so grateful that you're here in Jakarta. It's been a great set of events, and really grateful for this conversation as well, because as we mentioned over the course of our conversation, the U.S. is the #1 source of investment in the region. And U.S. companies, as they invest, are doing it the right way, investing in training, investing in their workforce. And you're a critical voice, a senior voice in the administration at the intersection of policy and some of those business investments. And so having you here has been a real pleasure. Thank you.
I'm very excited about the conversations of how we can work together on our shared values. Awesome. In this exciting digital transformation.
Likewise. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening.